For centuries, the world waited. Prophets spoke of a promised rescue, while humanity endured generations of silence, living under the heady weight of empires and spiritual exile. Then, at last, the generations of heavy silence broke. A single, brilliant, holy light pierced the endless pitch-black cosmic void. Yet the creator of the universe chose the most fragile entry possible. No palace, no royal guard, only a damp, rustic stable in the village of Bethlehem. Those who first witnessed this glowing manger fell to their knees. Rough-handed shepherds and foreign scholars alike bowed before a sleeping infant. On that night, the distance between the Creator and the created disappeared, held in the fragile warmth of a child resting in a feeding trough. 30 years later, that hidden life stepped into the open. At the rippling surface of the Jordan River, Jesus was baptized, and a voice from heaven confirmed him as the beloved Son. But the joy of the river quickly gave way to the brutal isolation of the Judean desert. For 40 days, Jesus fasted in the barren wasteland. Here, in complete physical exhaustion, the enemy struck. The temptation was designed to break his spirit, offering him shortcuts to glory, to see if the suffocating darkness could extinguish his light before it even began to spread. Jesus refused. He rejected all offers of earthly conquest, choosing instead the quiet, difficult path of divine obedience. When Jesus emerged from the wilderness, crowds began to gather. They followed him by the thousands up the sunlit slopes of Galilee. Here, he delivered a message that inverted the world's understanding of value. He taught that the meek, the merciful, and the poor in spirit are the ones who truly possess the kingdom of heaven. These grand teachings were matched by deep personal compassion. At a wedding in Cana, he noticed a family's quiet shame and turned simple water into the finest wine. On the Sea of Galilee, he commanded a violent, churning storm to be still, proving his total authority over the chaotic forces of nature. And in a moment of profound grief, he wept alongside a mourning family before calling their brother, Lazarus, to walk out of his own tomb. As he cured the incurable and fed the forgotten, the people found a hope they hadn't known in the temple. In Jerusalem, the religious authorities watched the crowds grow, and they began to see this teacher as a threat to their control. The golden hour of his public ministry soon gave way to a tense, shadowed evening in Jerusalem. Gathered in a quiet upper room with his closest friends, Jesus broke bread and poured wine. He offered his own body and blood, pouring himself out in an act of profound vulnerability. Later that night, the weight of what was coming crashed down upon him. In the cool olive tree shadows of Gethsemane, Jesus sweat drops of blood in agonizing prayer. Footsteps approached. Torches cut through the dark. One of his own friends stepped forward with a kiss of betrayal, and the armed guards seized him. Jesus could have called down legions of angels to defend himself. Instead, he lowered his hands. He deliberately stepped forward into the encroaching night. The trial was a mockery of justice. Under a darkening, stormy sky, the religious council and the Roman governor condemned an innocent man to die. He was forced to carry the instrument of his own execution. Nailed to the rough wood of a Roman cross, Jesus bore the crushing weight of every human failure, every sickness, and every sin. With his final breath, he declared, "It is finished." His head bowed, his chest stilled. The light of the world was put out. His body was wrapped in linen and sealed behind a massive stone. The world returned to the pitch-black void of waiting. The creator of life had willingly let himself be swallowed by the grave. But the grave could not hold him. On the third day, the earth shook. The dawn broke upon a tomb that was entirely empty. Outside that tomb, Mary Magdalene wept, thinking his body was stolen. Then she heard a voice call her name. She turned, and her tears of profound grief became tears of overwhelming joy. Jesus had conquered death. For 40 days he walked with his followers. Then, from a majestic hill, he ascended to heaven, leaving them with a global charge to carry his love, his healing, and his truth to the ends of the earth. Jesus is the light that never goes out. He is alive today. He pierced the darkness once and for all. Will you follow him?